Yeah, recording is on. Let me create a new folder, day 06, and into this I will create app 01.ts. So while discussing objects or while discussing data types and variables, we have discussed something called as object. So yesterday I have created object in this way. Yesterday I have created object in this way, right? Let me create it again. What is a let? What is const? Forget about it right now. I will simply use let obj is equals to a is 10, b is high. Correct? So
Yes.
where exactly is the problem? I have, by looking at your code, you have written something like this yesterday, right? Let obj in bracket over here. Here also you have written let, something like this. Here also you have written something like let. Correct?
Yes.
So here, let me tell you what you are trying to do. You are trying to compare this with the classes in .NET. So you consider this would be something like a class name. This would be the class keyword. Arrangement of the bracket is like that. And then inside that, defining the variables in a usual way. Correct? Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So whenever you learn the new programming language, first you need to unlearn previous one. Correct?
Okay.
Otherwise it will create a trouble in understanding. So every programming language has its own semantic and its own syntaxes. So this is not a class. You cannot relate this thing with the class. There is something different available like a class in a Typescript. But this is not a class. This is a simple variable like integer or like number. So int obj, you can consider this. There is no problem in understanding this, right?
Right.
There is no problem in understanding this. But JavaScript says that I have something which can contain the key value pairs. I have something. JavaScript says that this obj can be number, this obj can be string, this obj can be boolean. In the same fashion, this obj can be a key value pair. Keys can be of any type, right? So here you can say key A colon. This is the syntax. What I'm saying, this is the syntax of defining key value pairs technically in JavaScript. And from JavaScript, it is came to what? Typescript. So this is the syntax writing the curly braces, and inside the curly braces, you need to provide keys and values. Keys generally are of type string. Anything over here you can write, no problem. 12. Anything you can write, and that can be ABC. This would be considered as a key, and this would be considered as a value. This would be considered as a key. This would be considered as a value. So A, for our understanding purpose, I'll make it A and I'll make this it as B. But JavaScript says that whatever you write in the curly braces, and that would be called as object, it would be having key and value. Value can be of any type, key can be generally of string type. Generally, I am saying. Well, there is exceptions also. Let's not talk about exceptions right now, to keep very simple. Okay, is it clear now? This is not a class. but this is object of a something. What is that something we'll talk about? But presently it's plain object which is having a as a value, b as a value. Now how do you access it? Console.log. I want to say value of a is equals to plus a. Now if you cannot access something like this, so let me do it again. Let me do it again for b also. If you try to write something like this, there is a problem. Now how do you access this a which is inside this curly bracket, and whole this curly bracket is assigned to this obj? Technically you can write this in this way, that is also okay, but for understanding purpose we write it into the separate line. But JavaScript treats in this way. But for our understanding purpose, we make hit enter over here, we hit enter over here, but inside it is like this. Getting my point?
Yes.
So how do you access this a? A is not directly available like earlier, so it is inside this curly braces. So if you want to access it, you need to do something like obj.a, obj.b. This is how you will access. So this is not a TypeScript, though we have given extension TS. This concept is coming from what? JavaScript. Now where is the TypeScript over here? Yesterday we have said that we can define the types. So here you can say like this, this is of type object. Now this is a TypeScript. So key can be of string type, and value can be of, you can say, anything. Any is another type in the JavaScript. Now if you don't write this thing, any, if you don't write this thing, this is a plain old JavaScript. But TypeScript says that you can define the type explicitly. So I don't write any type over here, but if I need to write the type, I can write in this way. In the same fashion, here if you see, let a or let num is of type number is equals to what? 10. Hello? So what is this colon number? You explicitly define what?
No, it is not numeric data.
Yeah, you explicitly define the type.
Yeah.
You have written the type. In the same fashion, it is not necessary to write it. It is not necessary to write it in the TypeScript. TypeScript will understand what is the type of this exactly. But if you want to write the type explicitly, it would be like this something. What is the meaning of this? So this a means this key is of type string only. So this can be string only. And this value can be of any type.
Okay.
Do you understand this? You understand or not?
Yes, yes, I understand.
Okay, now yesterday we have run the code also. First TSC, and then, okay, let's go to the day first, day 06. TSC app01.ts. If everything goes well, or in any ways file would be getting created, no problem. Can you see JS file have been created, app01.js. Now if JS file has been created, what next? Can you tell me?
Node app -01 dot
Why do we need to write the node?
And to execute the program, we already compiled using the TSC.
Okay.
So node understand the JavaScript code.
Okay. What is the node? It's a interpreter which understands the JavaScript. It's an interpreter. The interpreter which is available in browser. Browser also understand this JavaScript. This JavaScript.
Yes.
Now if you check over here, types are removed. Can you see there is no type here? There is no type. Even let is replaced by where. Even let is replaced by what? Where. Which means that, and if you see, there is an error because it says that in two files I found num and obj. That's why it is giving you an error. No problem. If you delete this file right now, that problem would be getting resolved because one variable cannot be defined in a two times, and that's why you get the error. There is no scope available for this file. If we can add the scope, problem would be getting resolved. Let's not go to that complexity. We are going to cover gradually.
Which variable was duplicated?
So this obj is in two files, JS file and TS file.
So JS file is automatically created, right?
Correct.
So
But we didn't define any scope right now for this. So this is in what? Global scope. Correct?
okay.
Obj is in the global scope in the TS, similarly in the JS. And that's why technically that's not an error, but this this editor shows you the error like that. Getting my point?
It means it is in another folder.
No, it's in the same folder.
In the same app01 TS file.
Yeah, if you see app01 TS, app01 JS, both are in the same file. And can you see, cannot redeclare the block scoped variable num. Redeclare means what? Somewhere it is declared. You getting my point? Where? Here it is declared.
Right. So in that case, I need the JavaScript file as well.
Huh.
How each time it is not possible to delete the
Yeah, it's not a correct way to delete. Technically, there are some ways to handle this scenario. You need to write this thing in a scope. So I can, if I write something like this, can you see the problem has been solved? There is no error now. Now you'll ask me question, what is this? Right?
Yes.
So we'll talk about that. That is called as scoping.
Oh.
Presently, we are understanding variables, right?
Right.
Let's
So just now to execute this program, can you able to execute the JavaScript
yes,
using the node?
node
There is a
app01.js. Node says that I don't have any problem. I am worrying only about this JS file. Node's concern is only JS file. Node even don't know what about the TS is. Right? So node is looking only at this file. That's why program will execute like this. Fine.
Fine. And yesterday you directly print like console.log.
Yeah, here.
Directly obj.
OBJ, correct.
So in that case, there is no need to write A and B.
Now if you see OBJ, if I print like this, sorry, first TSC. Every time you need to do TSC, there are multiple other options are also there, watching and other thing. Let's not do that right now. Can you see, it is just printing object directly. So here you are printing object directly.
Okay.
And here you are accessing a part of object, a value inside the object. That's why obj.a, obj.b. This is JavaScript.
Okay, and it means both way you can access this. Right?
Correct. So what's the takeaway for you? Do not consider this as a class. This is not a class.
Mhm.
This is a simple variable like number, but it holds key value pairs. I'll push this much code. If you want to type, you can type immediately.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, like, while pushing on the gate, do I need to push the JavaScript file as well?
Yeah, no problem. You can push it. I'm pushing it, if you can see.
Okay.
So here we can say Typescript variables. Inside variables, object specifically we have studied.
Mhm.
So I have uploaded to Git. You may type the code, or if you have already typed, we can move ahead to new concept.
Yesterday I typed it,
Okay,
but only thing is, just wanted to note down the syntax,
no
just for
problem.
understanding. Key,
Syntax,
colon, string, any, whatever.
you can do that.
Yeah. So,
Syntaxes will would be there in this notebook. I hope you are referring the notebook,
uh,
right? Syntaxes and other thing would be here. I would be adding notes, or we would be having a separate dedicated session for preparing the notes, so that it would be revision plus notes preparation.
okay.
Okay, if you want to type, you can type it, or if you want to still maintain your notebook, that is a good idea to have your own notebook.
No, I have not. I mean, I am writing in the program itself.
No problem, you
Already
can.
saved.
Yes, you
Just
can
I
do
will
that.
look into the
Yeah,
program.
update me once you complete.
Yes, yes. Mm, I will go to your phone. Sir. Yes. Yes, Aniruddha. Done.
Okay. Now let me create new.
Just like number
Uh-huh.
is a data type,
Correct.
and suppose num1 is a variable
Correct.
of numeric type.
Yes.
So can we say obj is also one of the data type?
Obj, num is a variable name. Correct.
Obj,
Num is a variable name. Yes or no?
yes.
And this much is the data type.
Sorry, are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Sorry. Please pardon.
So what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
num is a variable name, right?
Right.
In this line, you know what is a num, you know
Mm-hmm.
what is a 10, and you know
Yes.
what is this.
Right.
Explicitly defined data type.
Right.
This is what explicitly defined data type. This is a
Mm-hmm.
variable name. This is the actual value, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't know yet what do you mean by let. Just forget
Mm-hmm.
about that. What do you mean by
Right.
let?
Right. Got it. Obj is a variable name here.
Obj is a variable name, and
Right.
actually this is a type.
Correct. Correct. Got it.
This can be written in a different way also, but I want you to understand TypeScript very precisely. So this is the TypeScript. In a
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript, if you go, there are no types.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is there. JavaScript
Mm-hmm.
says that I don't have anything with the types.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why you need a TypeScript. And
Mm-hmm.
TypeScript is said as typed JavaScript. What is a TypeScript? It is a typed JavaScript. If JavaScript could have the types built in,
Mm-hmm.
it could be like this. JavaScript is an untyped programming language. There are no types available in the JavaScript like this.
Mm-hmm.
But here we restrict this variable with the types like this.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. New file app02.js. No, not JS actually. It's TS. Now here you can say where a or num. Only in a TypeScript you can do this. Num can be of type number or it can be of type string. So either you can assign 10 over here or you can assign ABC over here. If you try to assign num is equals to true, you'll get a problem.
Mm.
Means value of num can be either what?
No, numeric.
Yeah, value of num can be either 10 or string. Other than that, it is a problematic. So here again we can say where C, D and M is of type any. Sorry, is of type what? Any. So it can be ABC, any string. It can be number. It can be Boolean. It can be any object. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Any type. Mixed type.
Mm-hmm.
Clear or not?
Yes. But how come it is possible?
Yeah,
I,
that's the syntax of programming language.
I understand about any
Yes.
as a data type.
Okay.
But one variable with different data types. So,
That the different values you are saying, not the data type. This is the data type. This is the data type. Number or
yes,
string is the
it
data type.
means one variable you can define with different data types.
Correct.
And if you define, you can store different values
Correct.
accordingly.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it not confusing for the developer?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's using it as a number, sometimes as a string.
Correct. Now this is the confusing. But there is a situation where I want to do this thing explicitly. If you remove this thing, clearly you will get an error, because implicitly TypeScript will define type of this CDA name as a string.
Correct.
But I want, for some kind of situations, kind of backward compatibility I'm writing in a JS, I want this CDA name to take any possible value. So if you don't have given a feature that variable can hold any value, that's not possible. And by considering those things, any keyword has been introduced, right?
Okay.
But there are a lot of programming language, there are a lot of features in the TypeScript are available. They say that do not use any at all. If it is required to use it, your programming or your coding is not working at all, at that time only you are allowed to use any. In Angular we can set there is one setting file. Into that setting we can set this thing. Even now also we can set it that do not use any. But I want to show you that there is something called as any. Correct?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
So this feature of writing type explicitly is called as type annotations. Type what? Annotations. Writing a type explicitly in the terms of what you can say typical a bookish knowledge of the TypeScript says that this is what type annotation. You need to remember this. Okay? Fine.
And you added number pipe string.
Pipe string. You can
That
say
is
or.
I can say or.
Or. In a JavaScript, in a TypeScript, you can say or. In Angular, this is pipe. This is not a pipe.
Okay.
This is a or. This num can be number or string.
Okay. So I should read it as
Or. Whenever you are referring to, so whenever you are saying number num, a variable num can have a number type or string type.
right. Yes, got it.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay, back to the JavaScript. Here I can write app03.js. Let me push this much code. So TypeScript is JavaScript. Remember that. TypeScript is what? JavaScript. Whatever you can do in a JS, all that things you can do in a TS. So here you can say TypeScript, and what we have learned, any type, any, and mixed type. Now a rename. Here I can say TS, and where I can say ABC, say hi. Okay, strings we are understanding. strings. Strings we are understanding. JavaScript says that I am specifically saying JavaScript. There are multiple versions available for the JavaScript. There are multiple versions are available in the JavaScript. But more specifically, there is something called as ES6, a feature released, right? A feature released or a new version of the JS released. And that new version has given you a lot of new features in the JavaScript, which were not available in the JS. Hello?
Yes. Can you explain this?
Yeah, I'll explain. Now, in a JavaScript, a lot of features are available. Now, see, so far what we have written, console.log, or here I can say nm more specifically, and we have written name is plus nm. Name is plus what? Nm. And here you can say console.log over here. Name is $nm. So before ES6, when you say ES6, I'm saying, which means that ECMA script 6, a language specification, ECMA script 6, a language specification which was introduced in 2015. A language specification which was introduced in 2015. It was a major update to the JavaScript, and which has introduced how many features? Constant scoping, arrow functions, extending parameter handling, template literals, extended literals. A lot of things have been added to the JavaScript in 2015. Hello?
Yes.
You got it? And at there, you got something called as string literals. If you see here, string interpolation. Now, yeah, can you see here? A backtick. You write, instead of doing concatenation like this, it creates two objects of string. And here it creates only one object, that is name is $nm. You're referring to this variable over here. So line number 3, line number 6 are exactly same. But underlying thing, whatever we are using over here, right? Whatever we are using over here is coming from a new feature of the JavaScript, that is ES6, ECMA script 6. ECMA script 6 is introduced in 2015. A lot of other features have introduced in 2015. But right now, I just wanted to show you string interpolation. What do you mean by string interpolation? Backtick. So here quote mark is there, single quote is there, here backtick is there, and inside that you write expression, or you can say square of 2 is 2 into 2. Like this you can do. It has nothing to do with the TypeScript. Getting my point? All the way it is coming from where? JavaScript. Roots are in a JavaScript. So that you can use it in a TypeScript. TypeScript also says that if it is available in the JavaScript, I don't have any problem. App app03.ts, and then app03.js. Can you see name is high, square of 2 is 4. Is that clear?
So, yes, so line number 3, this syntax was provided before ES6.
Before ES6, ES5 you can say,
Okay.
prior to ES6. This is newly added. A lot of other features, so wherever I'm writing let is also coming from ES6. We'll talk about that, don't worry. But here where nm high console.log name is this. This is clear, right? This is addressing this nm. Instead of concatenating like this, you are simply putting in a expression. So how do you write an expression in the string literal? Dollar bracket nm. This is nothing to do with the TypeScript. This feature is coming from JS itself, ES6 itself.
Aniruddha, the only purpose of introducing search is to avoid the concatenation
Yes,
provided earlier.
correct. You're absolutely correct. It is creating two objects. If you go on adding, concatenating new plus new plus new plus new plus, it will create that many objects. Right?
So,
String,
for example,
string plus anything is always string with the new object. Right? Which is not that optimal. To make your code optimized, you choose evaluating expression over allocating new memory.
okay.
You getting it or not?
I'm getting, but not very clear. Understanding what you're telling, but not able to relate exactly.
Now, if you write this in the for loop, this console in the for loop, how many string object would be getting created?
The number, I mean, whatever the number of, for example, the for loop is for 5 times.
Yeah, so presently it is like this, but consider that it would be something like this. nm is equals to nm plus abc. And if this is in a for loop, so do not consider only for this line, just try to relate it with the other scenarios also. If this is the scenario and this is the same scenario, $nm plus abc, $nm and abc. So this line and this line is one and same. Right?
Right.
So you choose evaluating expressions over allocating new memory.
Okay.
That's what important thing is. So I have done this also. So here we can say ES6 string interpolation. So whenever you go to my Git repository, so you will see commits properly.
Yes.
If I go here web dev angular, and if you click on the commits, where is the commits? Commits over here. Can you see all the commits? Intro to the course, git session completed, variables 01, variables object, any and mix type. So for first week or first few weeks, couple of weeks, I'm going very slow. I'm not increasing my pace of delivering content, or few topics I'm reiterating.
Yeah.
But once you get familiar with the TS, I will take a pace in content delivery. 4 or 5 concepts I will cover in one session. But by that time, you should have practiced or typed these things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, and another thing.
Yeah.
Suppose here in the line number on the line number 3. Okay. Suppose you declare one more variable and you want to print that in the same line or in the same on line 3. So how can you concatenate it?
Like this, plus PQ.
Okay.
And here, $PQ. Dollar inside bracket PQ.
Fine. Yeah.
Any other queries?
Mm. Should I practice it now?
Yes. I want to upload your recording, your batch recording. I have uploaded it, but I'm not getting proper thumbnail yet, so didn't publish it. But I will do that. So all these things are
Okay, so
getting
when
recorded.
can
I'll upload it shortly.
Okay. I have not tried and search yet, but I have that query like where can I get all this report? Suppose if I want to revise any topic.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Fine.
I will show you. You may go here to channel, and under the playlists, I will create one of the playlist for Typescript. Here you will find Typescript playlist. Okay? Here you will find.
You shared this YouTube link to me.
Correct.
And I have to go only in the playlist.
Playlists. If you want to see other sessions, so this is a complete web development. Already covered 55 recordings are there. You may see that as well. If you want to see project, so this is also basic Node.js project. You can see that as well. Lot of things I keep uploading. Okay, you may check other things as well. But like this, for this batch also there would be one playlist, a TypeScript.
So I will continue writing my code.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be back in a minute.
Yes.
I have uploaded.
Yeah.
I didn't push it, I think.
Sorry.
I'm saying I have pushed the code.
Okay.
For a few days, refer my code whenever you type it,
Yes.
and do not compare the code with .NET. Things are different.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
There are some times I will ask you to compare it specifically, but in the beginning, whenever we are understanding the raw syntaxes,
Mhm.
right? So that will confuse you. Is it TypeScript or what?
Okay.
So it's better not to compare for a few days. Yeah, go ahead. You were asking
So
something.
yes, I'm using the first syntax of concatenation,
Okay.
and I'm concatenated to variables
Mm-hmm.
plus. So suppose I want some space, so I can add space like plus
Yeah, over here you
symbol
will
of
add space. If you see
single.
like this.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wanted to start actually functions,
Yeah, you
but
can please.
but I think we don't have that much time.
Okay. Fine.
We'll start function tomorrow. Okay. A few more ES6 related things also I would be covering. But you are understanding this approach, right?
Right.
What is in the JS and what is in the TS, be very specific. You might get interview questions on this part.
Oh, okay. So, you what it called? Dollar and NMU. It is string interpolation.
Interpolation. That concept is available in Angular also.
String interpolation.
Yes.
And the upper line number 4 is just a string
Yeah,
concatenation.
simple concatenation.
Mhm.
ES6, you need to remember ECMA script 6. To the ECMA also there is a full form, European and whatever. Some full form is there to the ECMA.
So, I'm going to explain in next month, I mean in upcoming session about this ECMA.
ECMA script. A language specification. it keeps the tracks of what JavaScript will have in new feature, in new version.
Okay.
It's a technical committee which decides what JavaScript will have and what needs to be removed from the JS. That's it.
So these are basically versions, right?
Versions. You can consider these are versions. Technically, these are not versions. These are the release names, technically. But you can consider it as a versions.
So, I mean, how can I understand? I mean, by default, it is the updated one, each browser.
Correct. Every browser supports the latest version of the JS by default.
I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about at all.
Okay.
But as far as the TypeScript concern, you need to worry. How to do that thing? We'll see. That's configuring the TS. Let's cover a few topics in the TS. First, let's get the knowledge of what exactly TS is, and then we will talk about configuring the TS. Okay?
So this script, I mean, it says like you said, what should be added and what should be removed.
In the TS, there is a technical committee. That technical committee decides what is the future of JavaScript.
Actually, the compiler take care of syntax, not this ECMS. It just tells whatever features, right? No?
Correct. It's just a document what it is having.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Fine?
Fine, yeah.
Yeah. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I'm disconnecting.
Yeah.